Let me tell y'all something. This is my 4th time recording this video. 4th. You know what? YouTube can really kiss my... It's kids watching. I gotta remember that. It's kids watching. But this is my 4th time recording this video. Every time I upload my video, they delete it. It'll go for a certain amount of time. Then the last video I did was like 30 minutes long. I go to post it on YouTube. It's telling me that the video is 4 hours, 57 minutes, and 3 seconds. When I tell y'all, I'm pissed. I'm gonna get this video done. I don't know. I don't know why YouTube don't want me to be great. I don't know what I did to them. I don't know who I offended in their office. I'm being funny, but I'm being for real too. I'm like, why my video? It has been the most challenging time trying to upload this video. It's making me sick. Okay, well, while I'm in this place, I'm sorry for those if this is your first time coming to my video. I'm sorry. I normally don't vent like that, but I've never had this issue. So if this is your first time, welcome. You know, to all my returning family members, you know what I'm saying? It's always great to see y'all again. I love y'all. Thank y'all. And y'all know how I do. I'm gonna just get right into it. But being that I'm in this mode of just, you know, venting and getting some stuff out, let me go ahead and vent about 2 of the things I need to vent about as it pertains to Star. So I had one of my family members comment on one of my videos. They told me that when the show come back on for season 3, that the show would have been progressed 2 years. Let me tell y'all something. I hope that is a rumor and it's blasphemy to do something like that. Okay? From a professional standpoint, that's lazy. That's just lazy upon the writing staff. So ma'ams and sirs, I really hope y'all don't do that to us, because that's just messy. From a fan perspective, why would y'all do that to us? That's like cheating us out of knowing what happened to these stories. Maybe it'll start and end with like at least 6 cliffhangers. Maybe doing that wouldn't be as bad. But because you have so many cliffhangers, we don't know how stuff ended. It is not right to do that to us. So let me tell y'all something. Straight up. If they do that to us, Star writers, y'all may never see this, but hopefully you do. I'm coming for you. I'm going to personally write y'all. And now I do follow one of y'all on Instagram. I'm going to message you, ma'am, and ask who came up with this. Because they need to be got. Whoever came up with this idea need to be got. I think it's wrong. It's selfish. It's greedy. It's horrible. I hope they don't do that. Has anybody else heard about this? If so, please comment, because I really want to know how this came about. I really hope that's a rumor, because that would really disturb my spirit if they did that to us. I think it's horrible. You know, when you're writing a book, you could do something like that. Hell, it's a book. You know what I'm saying? I understand. But when it's a show and you have people invested and you have invested in the story, and for you to just not finish it, it's lazy to me. Like, y'all got into a room and couldn't decide where to go, so y'all just said, bump it, we gonna progress this 2 years. Hate it. Please don't do that. Please, I hope this is a rumor. Please don't do this to us. Okay. Okay, I'm done with the venting for that. The second thing I had to vent about, I hope y'all watch it. I don't know which one of y'all run those official Star social media pages on Instagram and Twitter, but you're trifling, especially whoever runs Twitter. You're messy and you're petty. Y'all are so biased. Now, I follow certain pages on Instagram. I follow one for Alex and Noah called Nalex Fans, which is one of my favorite ones. And I follow one, I think it's Everything Luke, James and Everything Luke. I think that's a good one too. These are Star fan-based pages. They can be completely biased, because these are fans who come up who run these pages. But when you are hired by Fox and Star to do these pages, you are not supposed to be biased. I shouldn't be able to tell that Alex is your least likely, the one that you least like the most. I shouldn't be able to tell that, because y'all trifling me on Instagram in particular. There was one post that had a picture of they had a picture of Simone and Star and said the only relationship that matters. I'm like, what? I was so pissed. I had to comment on that, and a lot of other people comments on that too. And it's like, Ryan Destiny commented, and she was like, where do y'all get this from? Like, where y'all get this stuff? And then Twitter, which Twitter is the worst one. It was one on Twitter, and I don't even remember what the post said, but it was crazy. And Ryan Destiny commented on that one as well. And she was like, I'm convinced that y'all don't like me and y'all don't like Alex. And I'm like, I feel you, Ryan. I believe that too. I'm sure y'all get some type of compensation for running these pages. If you don't, then that's your fault, because you should. However, you're supposed to uplift all the characters. You're supposed to do things to bring unity for the characters. Now, leave it to the fans to go back and forth with each other. But y'all make it so easy, because it's like y'all try to pit these girls against each other. And it's just worse on Twitter. Like, y'all, Twitter is the absolute worst. Y'all give Star her props, and I'm using the character's name because I don't want to, not the real people. Y'all give Star her props, y'all give Simone her props, more likely Star. But when it comes to Alex, if y'all do give her a post by herself, you can tell much thought didn't go into it. And I'm just like, why y'all do the girl like that? And I'm not biased because she's my favorite character. You know, I call it spade. Whoever got the spade in their hand, I'm gonna call you out on it. A spade is a spade, and y'all do some trifling stuff. So I hope y'all watching, and you can holler at me, and we can go back and forth, and I can tell you, y'all, you're trifling. You're trifling, you're trifling, you're trifling. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, all right, I can answer some of these. I could be on a positive note, you know what I'm saying? But I had to get it off my chest, all right? So, thank God all the characters are coming back. You know, we've seen them post on Instagram. We have seen them having the scripts. But I finally saw something from Miss Bruce today. She was the only one who I hadn't seen anything from. But today I did. So she was in the trailer on set. So I'm happy everybody is back. I'm happy that, you know what I'm saying, even Matthew, which he plays Jackson, he's back, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy he had a speedy recovery. And we're gonna see him in season 3. And you know, I'm happy because, you know what, I'm happy because I really do want to see him and Star get together. Now, a lot of people who reach out to me, they don't like Jackson, or they don't want Jackson with Star. Telling them I think Jackson and Alex will make a good couple. Y'all not finna do Alex like that. Alex ain't finna be the chick who y'all just finna assign to sleep with somebody that the girl with her band member done slept with. Y'all ain't finna do that. We ain't finna go there. So we ain't finna go there. But I like Jackson with Star because I think the last show that he was in was a woman that went to New Orleans. And of course, we know him and Star slept together, but that's Star. That's not a bit of a stretch. That's what she does. But she opened up to him. She talked about her trust issues with men. So she was very transparent. And that's not something that we normally see from Star so early with a man. And I thought that was a clear indication that she liked him more than she was probably letting on. She didn't want him to really know how much she did like him. So I like that. And the bad thing is, I really want to like Jackson. I really do. But Jackson still gives me those Hunter vibes. Like, I want to like you, dude, but something about you just ain't right. I can't really put my finger on it. It's like he gives this mysterious / sneaky / dark vibe. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so I don't know. I really want to like him. I got this tug of war going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know which one to go with yet. So I got to wait to season 3. But I really do want to see them, you know what I'm saying, evolve and, you know what I'm saying, become something. I that's just me. Now, there has been this clip floating around Instagram. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but they're in the graveyard, and almost all the cast, I think the only person I haven't seen that to post this was Brittany and Ryan, but I think Jude did, Matthew did. They were in the graveyard, and it was a lot of time in the graveyard. So I'm like, are y'all going to visit Hiel? Because I don't know nobody else that should be in the ground like that. What's going on, y'all? So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but this graveyard scene definitely, sparked my curiosity. So they're doing a great job by putting little tidbits out there, but ain't really, giving us nothing that we can make, a clear indication that this is what's happening. But that graveyard, I was like, that's kind of interesting for that to be the video y'all got floating around social media. But okay, so that was a little interesting for me. But yeah. That was a little interesting. So I'm gonna start answering some questions that you guys have. One person, I try to memorize these questions, so you may see me looking at my paper. But one person asked, do I believe that Cotton baby mama has had a change of heart? No. I don't like her. But one thing I do like about her character, she's consistent. I haven't liked her since she first popped up on the screen, and I still don't like her now. So you doing a bang up job, boo. I don't even know the girl who plays her, but she's doing a bang up job. She's actually doing a great job. And what really threw me off from her, like, I really didn't like her, but what really solidified my thoughts was when the baby needed a kidney transplant, and she didn't want Cotton to have anything to do with anything. I don't want her blood. I don't want her having nothing to do with my son. I don't want, like, her kidney or nothing. But this is Cotton's son too. You did all of this to come to let Arnold know that he had a child, and now that you realize that Arnold is transgender now, you just so judgmental. You just, her whole demeanor, the way she came off on him, like, it was just, I didn't like that. But one thing that has intrigued me, y'all remember on the season finale when it was Carlotta and Cassie at the table, and she was saying that she had got Cotton and the baby, you know, basically got them the hell out of Dodge. And I'm like, well, did the baby mama go too? Where is she? Did you leave her in Atlanta, or did she hop on the plane with them two? So I am interested in finding that out, like, what happened with that dynamic. And somebody asked me a question on Instagram, and I thought it was so interesting. And she asked, like, do I think that Cotton would rekindle anything with the baby mama? And I was like, no, because Cotton loves men, but that would be a great twist. Because when she asked me that, I started thinking, I'm like, well, what if Cotton decides that, you know what, I want my child to grow up with both parents in the household, and she's willing to do whatever it takes for that to happen? What would happen? So I'm like, that's not a far-fetched thing, like, to play with that idea. I would really love to see what they did with that, but man, that would be pretty cool. I don't see it happening, but if they did, I'm like, that would be like a good twist if something like that was to happen. Another question I received was, and this was a great question as well, do I believe that this is the last season for Star? And it all depends on how the writers do this. Everything is totally dependent upon how the writers set up this season. What I will say is, this has to be the season that everything shifts, that everything changes. There has to be a high elevation in the storylines, in the development of the characters and what the characters go through. I know Luke, James, and Jude was like, this season gonna be crazy, it's gonna be off the chain. And I'm like, I know sometimes people say that to hype it up, but it really got to be off the chain. It really got to be crazy. There really has to be some things going on to really bring that out. And we all know how they do the season. It's like a part 1 and a part 2. That part 1 has to be off the chain. That part 1 has to be so impeccable and so amazing that people just can't wait to watch it that next Wednesday, because it's getting to a place to where you don't want the show to get stale, but you got to take it up a notch. So I really believe they got at least 2 or 3 more seasons in them. It just depends upon how the writing of the show goes. They have to still keep people engaged, get people in tune, get some better people to work, to operate those official pages, and get the discussion going. You know what I'm saying? So they can make it. It's just the writing. The writing just has to be there. It's all about continuity of the storyline. And so we're finding out more about continuity with this Ray J situation with that hat. And so if y'all remember correctly, I talked about it before that particular episode, that hat changed by 20 times. I talked about it when they had their season premiere, when Ray J entered his house. His mom was there. Ray J came in. He ain't had no hat on. The camera turned to Sonya. Turn back to Ray J. Ray J had a hat on. Continuity of storyline goes a long way. That's why I have such a big issue with that last scene with Alex and Derek on his porch. Continuity of storyline. Alex hadn't talked about Derek, hadn't thought about Derek, hadn't mentioned Derek, hadn't been to Derek's house, hasn't nothing about Derek, hasn't showed us that she missed him, nothing. Then all of a sudden, I know she hurt and everything, but she pops up at his house telling him how everything was perfect, how I was this person when I was with you, now I'm this person. And I'm like, what? Where this came from? That y'all have no idea. I talk about it, but y'all have no idea how much that scene irked me. It had nothing to do with the fact that it was, the Daleks thing. It was the fact of, where the hell did this come from? Because this makes no sense. That's like you going back to your high school sweetheart and you ain't talked to him in 3 years. What the hell? That's how I felt. I'm like, where did this come from? Who thought about this? Who said this is a good idea? Fire them. Don't bring them back next season. Like, that's how mad I was. I was so mad. Like, I'm like, this makes